Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Breaking, Steelers fans worried TJ Watt just said goodbye to team. The Pittsburgh Steelers got their hands on one of the best pass rushers in NFL history when they took TJ Watt with the 30th overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. His time in Pittsburgh has seen him earn 7 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pro selections, and the 2021 NFL Defensive Player of the Year award. Pittsburgh Steelers' top priority in the offseason is finding a starting quarterback after Justin Fields and Russell Wilson were traded. However, their second priority may be slipping away. Fans are worried their best defensive pass rusher just said goodbye to the team. Star pass rusher TJ Watt, a 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, and the 201 Defensive Player of the Year, is entering the final year of his 4-year, $112 million contract and looking for a lucrative new deal. There hasn't been much traction on Watt and the Steelers toward a new deal, which may have been behind his most recent Instagram story, in which he posted a photo of himself holding up a peace sign. While Watt's post may have nothing to do with his contract situation, that didn't stop Steelers fans from slightly freaking out about the future of their star defensive player. "He's leaving, we're cooked," one fan wrote. As a Steelers fan, January 6th would look like a child's party if the Steelers were to let him go. "We would have lost like 4 to 5 games early last season without TJ LMAO, another added. "If they don't give it to him they are absolute idiots," one user chimed in. "We got TJ Watt attention-seeking in 2025, another fan remarked, though Watt will have the second highest cap hit among defensive players in 2025, $30.42 million, he presumably is looking to shatter that mark with his next contract, which many believe will rival the 4-year, $160 million extension, $40 million per year, Myles Garrett signed with the Cleveland Browns earlier this offseason. Here is a look at Watt's stats so far throughout this career. The Pittsburgh Steelers made more quarterback headlines and waves when it was reported that they were hosting Shedeur Sanders for a pre-draft visit. This is in the midst of Pittsburgh continuing to wait out Aaron Rodgers and his decision, and also after it was reported they would host Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart to a top 30 visit, as well. And while it may seem far-fetched that the Steelers could land Sanders, it may not be as far-fetched as you think. Speaking on his podcast, ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter says the Steelers are a team to watch for Sanders, especially if the New Orleans Saints don't take him at number 9 overall. "I'm looking at the New Orleans Saints at number 9 and the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21, who never, ever would have thought Shedeur would ever slide to them," Schefter said. "And he probably still won't, but there was a time when we said Aaron Rodgers won't slide to 23, he was gonna go number 1, and he wound up sliding on draft day, all the way to number 23. Should Sanders fall past New Orleans at number 9, there is only one team that would potentially take a quarterback, and that is the Indianapolis Colts at number 14. If Sanders gets past the Colts, barring any other team trading up, he would get to number 21. It would then just come down to if the Steelers think he can be the long-term future to decide to draft him or not." Ben Roethlisberger makes cameo, no Aaron Rodgers announcement at Pat McAfee's Pittsburgh event. Despite plenty of speculation, Aaron Rodgers didn't walk out on stage, throw on a jersey, and reveal himself to be a Pittsburgh Steeler during Pat McAfee's Big Night AHT in Pittsburgh Wednesday evening. Instead, the night ended with a fellow future Hall of Fame quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, making a guest appearance to close out the night. He was joined by Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens and Pittsburgh Penguins center Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, along with defenseman Chris Letang. Roethlisberger helped with the biggest giveaway of the night, making this throw to add $1 million to one of McAfee's giveaways. The live show, held at PPG Paints and streamed on YouTube, came and went without any finality over Rodgers' future. Ahead of the show, McAfee downplayed rumors and buzz, though he kept an open invitation for Rodgers to join him. The dots were easy to connect. McAfee and his show is the friendliest media outlet with Rodgers, highlighted by weekly in-season interviews, and Rodgers showing up in Pittsburgh to make the news on McAfee's turf would have been a news bonanza. But it didn't happen. Instead, the night was full of interviews, games, giveaways, and typical McAfee shenanigans. Celebrity appearances were made by Jelly Roll, Shane Gillis, and a sumo wrestling match. Pittsburgh continues to be the favorite to land Rodgers in part because they're currently the only team in the running. The New York Giants took themselves out of the running by signing Russell Wilson, while the Minnesota Vikings reportedly have no present-day interest. Despite conversations between head coach Kevin O'Connell and Rodgers, the Vikings will stick with and evaluate second-year QB J.J. McCarthy for now. Speaking at the league's recent owners' meetings, Steelers president Art Rooney too indicated the team had received positive signs from Rodgers. He didn't clarify if those were the same tea leaves the outside world has observed, including a weekend throwing session with Steelers WR Metcalf, or if the team had received additional inside word from Rodgers or his camp. However, Rooney admitted pursuit of Rodgers has taken longer than expected and the team wouldn't wait forever for him to answer the organization. Speculation will continue until Rodgers makes a decision. Whenever that is. TJ Watt hints at leaving Steelers in cryptic Instagram story. The Pittsburgh Steelers haven't had a lot of success over the last decade. While they've always had a record of at least .500, they haven't had a playoff win since 2016, making the primes of several players feel wasted. Minkah Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt have been all-pro players at their positions and could both end up donning gold jackets in Canton, but the lack of playoff success is the talking point when it comes to their stints in Pittsburgh, whether it is fair or not. Speaking of those players, it appears one of them might want to take his talents elsewhere. TJ Watt posted a photo of himself on his Instagram story flashing the peace sign, a potential message saying he would like to move on from the Steelers. This is very similar to what Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill has been doing on X, posting the emoji of the peace sign multiple times in reply to analysts saying he could be traded. Watt is in line for an extension, as he is entering the final year of his contract. The 30-year-old is coming off his lowest sack total in a full season since his rookie season. However, it feels very unlikely that Pittsburgh and Watt don't come to an agreement to keep him in Pittsburgh for the remainder of his career. And you, fan? What do you think about TJ Watt's situation? Write to us in the comments.